Hey, everyone, Matt Anderson here. Just reaching out in regards to deal flow, acquisitions, and buying businesses. So I've had quite a few people actually reach out to me because there's this whole step and this whole process of finding out what it is you want in regards to acquisitions, how you want to best move forward, deal flow, getting deal flow and making it consistent, but not just consistent deal flow, but specifically speaking to people that want to speak to you. It gets pretty draining when you're speaking to people that don't want to talk to you, tell you not to reach out, in constant rejection, door slam, door slam, door slam, and it's just hard. It can be hard mentally, emotionally, and they're just saying, "Hey, Matt, how can I work with you and be able to get deal flow, but at the same time not break the bank, right?" And so, over time, just kind of been doing things with certain people. I've gotten to the point where I am able to select who it is I want to work with, right, and with my team, and so what we've gotten to is individuals will reach out to us. They'll pay us on a monthly basis, some kind of stipend or a monthly fee to keep us on board, like a retainer, and then we'll either take a percentage of equity and or a finder's fee agreement that we'll have in place for a successful acquisition of the company. Now, so this keeps us honest on a couple different fronts, and it keeps you as the individual, as our client, honest also. And what that is that it makes you serious of wanting to buy a business and serious and prepared for your conversations. We can only prep you so much, but getting you on the phone with a willing and able business owner that wants to speak, and you're dishing out. If it's usually we're about, we depending on the deal, we've ranged anywhere from $1,500 to $3,500 a month that people will keep us on retainer for. But again, with that being said, it helps you stay on task at hand, because we need to mitigate our risk of the deal is going to close, or that we have a better chance of the deal closing. Right now, to put it back on us is that we want either a finder's fee and or equity in the business, and that's where the bulk of the money's coming from, and that's what makes it exciting, and so it's the purchase price of the business. So, for example, we take just to keep numbers super simple. You have $100 business, okay, and we take you pay us 25 cents a month to constantly feed you with people that are interested in a strategic acquisition and or a partnership or selling their business. And this isn't just any business that we're throwing at you. This is within parameters that you have given us, right? Whether it's manufacturing, online, IT, service-oriented businesses, right? And so we feed you these businesses, and we get you on the phone with these business owners, and we fill your calendar where time permits. Because a lot of times people do this because, one, they have money and they just don't know what to do, but they know what they want, or they don't have the time but they have the money, right? And sometimes people don't have a lot of money nor a lot of time, and we're still able to help out those individuals also. And we have struck some deals to help out. It just really depends on the situation and the person. But again, all this being said, we essentially want you to be successful. And so with that being said, yes, people come out to us and they say, "Hey, I need help." Like I mentioned in the last segment, in one of the previous segments, we have a pharmaceutical company that reached out to us and said, "Hey, will you help us acquire companies?" It's actually quite funny. The story behind it is they hired an M&A expert, a mergers and acquisitions expert or broker, to help them find out, do some studies, and bring in these deals. They had been with that individual for 8 months. That's a long time. For 8 weeks, and they had received zero deal flow. And and they were looking out, beyond where they were at, and they just didn't know where to search. And I actually came in contact with them through my uncle, and so I was introduced to them, and they said, "Why not? We'll try you out. Can you help us out?" And I said, "Well, let me see if I can help you first. Before I bring you on board and everything like that." And we brought them 3 phone calls with business owners that were willing, that wanted to sell, that wanted to talk about it in the first 10 days. And I mean, not to toot my own horn or my team's horn, because we're awesome, because we are awesome. But we were able to do so much more, and it was so much less, and they were willing to give up equity to pay a little less up front. And now if you want to give up less equity, then you just pay more up front on a monthly basis. And so we just kind of have that teeter-totter there, and kind of figure that out. So what we do is we bring business owners that are interested in a strategic partnership and or acquisition with you, an entrepreneur, an acquisition entrepreneur. So do you want to spend your time talking to these people all day, every day? Or do you want to spend the time looking and going through it? That's fine. What's done is we actually give you a makeup of kind of a synopsis of the business and everything along those lines. And then we schedule the phone call, and we make sure that the expectations on each side, so the owner of the business and the potential buyer, so yourself, are on the same page with expectations. So you guys can, I mean, obviously you want to be cordial, courteous, and you might get to know each other, and rapport building is key. There's a lot of great deals that go by the wayside because strictly rapport is not built. And with that being said, there's a lot of deals that have almost fallen through, but they are saved just because of rapport and the time that was spent getting to know the owner. Definitely, that investment definitely pays out. And so some of these things can't essentially be taught; they have to be caught, through learning and things like that. And that's why our team also, we kind of have questions for you, and kind of a process, almost an interview of, hey, do we want to take you on? Do we want to help you out moving forward? Because we need to mitigate our risk. Now, it doesn't mean we can't help you in other ways. It doesn't mean we can't do it together and kind of hold your hand and look at other things along those lines and what that looks like. But we're definitely here to help out. And what we want to do is we want to help you scale, buy your first business or your second or your third. And then if you already have a business, or it's a big corporation like this pharmaceutical company we're working with, right now we're looking at working with other large companies that are private looking to go public. And it's the same thing, bringing them business, bringing them what they want so they can concentrate on what they do best. And then they can talk to people about that vision and build rapport and find out very quickly on a 20-minute phone call if it warrants further conversation or not. Because isn't that the ideal? Is that you can talk to someone on the phone instead of email back and forth after 3 weeks and say, okay, I think this makes sense. But get on the phone 20 minutes and find out, does it make sense to move forward or not? If not, on to the next. If it does, awesome, let's go. And that's what we're here to do, is to cut out all that time frame. And what that is to save you time. And that's what we want to do, is save you time, because you need time to do what it is you do best, whether it's to work in those businesses and help scale those, or if it's a 9-to-5 that you're in currently, or if you have other obligations, or I work with people that do real estate investing and they concentrate that on, but they want to buy businesses that will complement that. And so however we fit into the strategy, we want to be there to help out. And so there are some basic, we show you how to do it. And if you listen to previous podcasts here or watch the YouTube video, there we show you what you can do. We can also do that with you, which entails a cost, right? Or we can do it for you, which entails a higher cost. It's just a matter of how to best go about it and how it helps you. What I can definitely tell you is you would spend less, possibly just buying a webinar or buying our flow chart or whatever that may look like just to know what the sources are. You'd spend less on that to find a bunch of free sources, finding leads, than you might paying for leads from someone, right? But if you're going to pay for leads, let's make sure that they help you out and that it warrants the time and the money for that. Because really what we're here to do is we're trying to find a win-win for everyone. We want to best help you out. My main goal is to continue purchasing businesses. This isn't my main business, right? But it's something that I found out that it is an extremely large need in this industry of entrepreneur acquisitions that are being done, business buying, and people lack deal flow. But what we're here is to help put a process together to help you get that deal flow, whether it's listening to these podcasts and putting it into a process yourself. But the more time of me and my team that you demand, the more help, whether it's with you or for you, obviously there's more cost to that. But deal flow is more than possible. And it's just, there's more than enough resources out there. It's just looking at the right places and looking at the right resources. And that's the point of this whole podcast, is to steer you in that direction. So subscribe to the podcast. Continue listening to us. Listen to us in your morning stretch, on your way, your commute to work, whatever it may be. But we want to make these quick, to the point, and help you get some golden nuggets out of each one where you're like, wow, that's amazing. I'm going to look at that. So we can basically move that dial, move that needle a little bit every day to have you move forward. Because there's nothing worse. Well, there probably is, but it's not great to have a day where you've put in so much work and so much effort to sit back and see, what do I have to show for it, right? So we want to concentrate on the things that are going to move that needle, and whether it's involving my team and myself or taking the nuggets out of these podcasts, we want you to help. We want to be able to be in that process of helping you move that needle. So feel free to reach out, comment below. I try to respond to all the all the inquiries that come out individually, and reach out here on the podcast, YouTube, or connect with me in other social media, LinkedIn and whatever there may be. And we're here to help you out. And if you're looking for funding options, maybe we can help get you connected, right? But there's definitely a lot of great ways that you can go besides buying a business for yourself. There's other ways that you can make money with deal flow, and that, giving, you could give. I get too much deal flow. I give deals away for a percentage of equity and or a finder's fee, and that is a very lucrative business with almost no overhead. And that's something we'll talk about in the next segment here. But again, go through the previous segments and reach out to me and connect with me. I'd love to talk to you and hear about your successes and also hear your questions, and we can put them up here on the podcast and move forward that way. Until next time, happy deal hunting.